Good day, Ms. Alexi. We are from Bulacan, and today we are going to discuss the internal estimate of population mean with annual performance. So first, we have to know about the formula. So, if the population standard deviation is unknown and the sample size is small, use the formula critical value equals sample mean minus population mean over standard deviation over the square root of sample size. When this formula is manipulated algebraically, it will produce a formula that is used to know the confidence interval for estimating the population mean when the population variance and population standard deviation are unknown and the sample size is less than 30. So, sample mean minus critical value of area within each of two tiers and standard deviation over the square root of sample size, then x plus critical value of area within each of two tiers, and then standard deviation over the square root of size. Or sample mean minus critical value of area within each of two tiers and standard deviation over the square root of sample size less than population mean less than sample mean plus the critical value of area within each of two tiers and standard deviation over the square root of sample size. The confidence interval can also be written as sample mean minus margin of error, and then sample mean plus margin of error. Or sample mean minus margin of error less than population mean less than sample mean plus margin of error. Now let us take a look to these symbols. Sample mean minus margin of error is our lower confidence interval, while sample mean plus margin of error is our upper confidence interval. While this symbol is population mean and this symbol is margin of error. Now let us take a look of our example 4.
So this is the example 1 and the problem number 1 in our stats. Our problem is random sample of 30 students are measuring about their height. The average height of the sample is 5.3 feet. The sample standard deviation is 1.1 feet. Find the interval estimate of the population means using 95% confidence level. For our step 1, we need to write our given. Our first given is the means, and our means is and our means is 30, and the next symbol is our simple means, and our simple means is our simple means is 5.3 and our simple variance is 1.5. 1.1. And next, after we collect the given, let's proceed to subtracting it into 1. After we minus the means to minus 1, it will result by becoming 29. And we find the our degree of freedom that is equal to 29. And now, after we find the degree of freedom, let's proceed to step 3. And our step 3, we need to find the critical value of area. To see the critical value of value, we need to use the table of critical value to see our critical value over 2. And our critical value area over 2 is 2.045. After we see the critical value of our step 3, let's proceed to another step. After we find the critical value, we need to times it to simple variance and divide it to the square root of means. So you need to multiply the critical value to the sample variant and divide it to the square root of means, and will give result for 0.41 of error. So our margin of errors is 0.41. After we collect the margin of error, we can proceed to the next step. Our next step is we need to load the alpha minus error, margin of error, and This is the solution for our step 5. 5.3. Our means is 5.3 minus our error, that is 0.41, and for our middle, we need to list the symbol of means, and we need to write again the means and plus the errors. So our second number is 5.3 plus 0.41 to know what is low confidence limit. After we subtract and add the means and the margin of error, we know what is the level of confidence. So our step 6 is listed what is the lower confidence limits and upper confidence limits. For our step 6, we need to write the lower confidence limits, and that is our confidence limit is 4.89. And our upper confidence limit is 5.71, and that's all.
So we're going to tackle the example number 2. The following are random list evidence score in English test of 12 grade 7 students. We have the sample. The sample is 64, 56, 62, 52, 60, 68, 66, 51, 46, 65, 42, 40. And we need to find a 95% confidence interval for the mean score of all grade 7 students. And find the lower and upper confidence limit. So let's proceed with our step 1. So, on the second one, we have a 4 column, and on the first column, we have the student and x minus sample mean, and quantity of x minus sample mean squared. So, in first column, we have a 12 students, so we need to write 12 students. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then the x is our sample. So the x is 64, 56, 62, 52, 60, 68, 56, 51, 46, 55, 42, 42. So before we proceed on our third column, we need to add it. So So x is 64 plus 56 plus 62 plus 52 plus 16 plus 68 plus 66 plus 51 plus 46 plus 65 plus 42 plus 40 is equal to summation x is equals to 670. And then before we proceed on our we need to find our sample rate. So before so we need to solve our sample rate using by this formula. So sample rate is equals to summation x over 2n. So our summation x is 672 and our n is 12. So 672 divided by 12 is equals to 56. So the sample rate is 56. So 64 minus 56 is equals to 8. And 56 minus 56 is equals to 0. And 62 minus 56 is equals to 6. And 52 minus 64 is equals to negative 4. And 60 minus 56 is equals to 4. And 68 minus 56 is equals to 12. And 66 minus 66 is equals to 10. And 51 minus 56 is equals to negative 5. And 46 minus 56 is equals to negative 10. And 65 minus 56 is equals to 9. And 42 minus 56 is equals to negative 40. And 40 minus 56 is equals to negative 60. And then, before we proceed on our fourth column, we need to solve it by multiply by itself. So 8 times 8 is equals to 64, and then 0 is equal to 0, and 6 times 6 is equals to 26, and negative 4 times 4 is equals to 16, and 4 times 4 equals to 16, 12 times 1 is equals to 144, and 10 times 10 is equals to 100, and negative 5 times 5 is equals to 25, and negative 10 times negative 10 is equals to 100, and 9 times 9 is equals to 81, and the negative 40 is equals to 196, and the negative 16 is equals to 256. And then we need to add it all also 64 plus 0 plus 36 plus 16 plus 16 plus 144 plus 100 plus 25 plus 100 plus 81 plus 136 plus 100 plus 256 is equals to summation of quantity of x minus sample mean squared is equals to 1024. So we need to find the standard deviation by using this formula. X squared is equal to standard summation quantity of x minus sample mean squared over n minus 1. So the summation quantity of x minus sample mean squared is equals to 1034 over 12 minus 1. So, we need to solve it. 12 minus 1 is equals to 11, and then 1034 divided by 11 is equals to 94. And then next, square root of summation quantity of x minus sample name square over n minus 1 equals to where our summation of x minus sample name square is equals to 1034 over 12 minus 1. And then 12 minus 1 is equals to 11, and then square root of 1034 divided by 11 is equals to approximate 9.7.
So let's now move on to the step 2. So our step 2 is we need to find the increase of V. So our VF is equals to sample size minus 1. So our sample size is 12. 12 minus 1 is equals to 11. VF. So our step 3 is we need to find the alpha. So 1 minus alpha and 100%. So 1 minus alpha, 1. So our confidence interval is 95%. So 95 is divided by 100. So 0.95. And then 1 minus alpha is equals to 0.5. Then transpose the 95, so alpha is equals to 1. So that's 0.95 is become negative. So negative 0.95. So 1 minus 0.95 now 10 0. So 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 9 is 0. 0. So our alpha is 0.05. And then alpha over 2. So our alpha is 0.05 divided by, so can be 0.025. Step 4, we need to find. Step 4 is we need to find the physical T sub alpha over 2 using the table of T physical. So our DF is equals to 11, and our divided by 2, alpha over 2 is 0.025. So we need to find the T sub alpha over 2 in the table of physical. So T is equals to 2.201. So that's our T sub alpha over 2. And our step sign is we need to find the margin of margin of error. So A is equals to T sub alpha over 2 and standard deviation over n. So our T sub alpha over 2 is 2.201, 2.201, and then our standard deviation is 9.73 over square root of our n is 12. Is equal to 6.16. So now let's move on to the step 6. So in our step 6 is we need to find the confidence interval. So x minus our error, margin of error greater than population mean greater than our sample mean minus margin of error. So our sample mean is 56 minus margin of error is 6.16 greater than population mean greater than sample mean is 56 plus margin of error 6.16. So 56 minus 6.16 minus 6.16 and 9, 5. So 10 minus 4 is equals to 4. 10 minus 6 is equals to 4. 9 minus 1 is 8. 5 minus 6 cannot be so 1 and 4. 15 minus 6 is 9. So copy the 4. So 49.84. 49.84 greater than population mean greater than 56 plus 6.16. 6 1 6 plus 6 12 5 6 62.16. So that's our confidence interval. And in our step 7 is find the lower and upper confidence. So our lower confidence limit is equal to 49.84 and our upper confidence limit is equals to 62.68. And that's it.
So now let's have our example number 2. Suppose the following data are selected randomly from a population of normally distributed values. So here we have our samples 39, 42, 53, 45, 56, 43, 48, 53, 50, 40, 44, 46, 52, 50, 49, and 42. So all in all, we have 16 samples, and that is what we call the sample size, which is our n. So n is equals to 6. So we need to construct a 99% confidence interval, and we need to find the upper and lower confidence limits. So our step 1 would be to construct our table of values. So for our first column, we have observation. So our first column consists of our sample size. So since we have 16 sample size, we need to also get 16
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So this will make up our first column. So our second column is our x values. So our x values are these samples. So we have to list them. So we have 39, 42, 53, 45, 56, 43, 48, 53, 50, 40, 44, 46, 52, 50, 49, and 42. So this is our second column. So now we have to get the sum of these values. So this will be the summation of x. So if we add them all together, we can get 750. So in order for us to complete the table, we have to find the sample mean. So for our sample mean, we have the summation of x over n. So we have to substitute our summation of x, which is 752, and our n is 60. So using your calculator, we have 752 divided by 16 is 47. So our third column is x minus our sample mean. So this is our x value and our sample mean is 47. So basically 39 minus 47. So using your calculator, 39 minus 47 is negative 8. 42 minus 47 is negative 5. 53 minus 47 is 6. And then 45 minus 47 is negative 2. 56 minus 47 is 9. 43 minus 47 is negative 4. 48 minus 47 is negative 1, rather. And then 53 minus 47, 6. 50 minus 47 is 3. So you have 14 minus 47 is negative 7. 44 minus 47 is negative 3. 46 minus 47 is negative 1. And then we have 52 minus 47 is 5. 50 minus 47 is 3. 49 minus 47 is 2. And 42 minus 47 is negative 5. So this is our third column. So for our last column, we have x minus sample mean squared. Basically, we'll just multiply them by themselves. So negative 8 times negative 8 is 64. Negative 5 times 5 is 25. 6 times 6 is 36. Negative 2 times 2 is 4. 9 times 9 is 81. Negative 4 times negative 4 is 16. 1 times 1 is 1. 6 times 6 is 36.
So we have summation of x minus sample mean squared is equals to, if we add them all together, we have 391. So for our second solution, we have to find our sample variance. So for our formula of sample variance, we have the summation of x minus sample mean squared over n minus 1. So we have to substitute it. Our value of summation of x minus sample mean squared is 394. Our n is 16, subtracted by 1 would be 15. So we have to divide it using your calculator. So 394 divided by 15 is approximately 26.27. So we round it off into 2 decimal places. So in order to get our sample standard deviation, we have our formula. The square root of summation of x minus sample mean squared over n minus 1. So again, we have to substitute square root of 394 and minus 1 is 15. So we need to get the square root of 26.27. So we have square root of 26.27. We have approximately 5.2. So for our step 2, we need to find the degrees of freedom. So df is equals to n minus 1. So we have to substitute our n, 16, subtracted by 1. So our df is equals to 15. So our third step would be we need to find our alpha. So our step number 3. So our alpha is 1 minus alpha 100%. So since we are finding 99 confidence interval, we have to put 99%. And then we have to divide this by 100. So 100. So 1 minus alpha. 100 divided by 100 is 1. And then using your calculator, 99 divided by 100 is 0.99. So we have our 1 minus alpha 1 equals 0.99. So now we have 1 minus alpha minus 1 is equals to 0.99. So now we have to transpose this. So we have 0.99 here. So it will become alpha is equals to 1 minus 0.99. So alpha is equals to, using your calculator, 1 minus 0.99 is 0.01. And then we have to divide it by 2. 0.01 divided by 2 is 0.01 divided by 2 is 0.005.
In step 4, find the critical P
critical T alpha over 2 using the table. Which is our degrees of freedom is 15. And our area is 0.05. In the table, the critical T and alpha over 2 is T is alpha over 2 in the table is equals 2.947. Our critical T and alpha over 2 is equal 2.947 in the table. Step 5. And the step 5 is find the margin of error. So, to find the margin of error, we use this formula. Margin of error is critical value of area within h of 2 tails. And SS over square root of n. Our critical value of area is in the table is 2.947, our critical value of area. And then our SS 5.13. And our n is, our square root of n is 16. So, by using our calculator, we multiply 2.947 times 5.30 divided by square root of 16. So, by using your calculator, 2.947 divided by 5.30 times pala yun, no? Okay, tatlo na lang. 2.947 times 5.13 divided by square root of 16 is equal 3.78. Our margin of error is 3.78. In step 6, find the confidence interval . To find the confidence interval, we use this formula. Sample mean minus margin of error less than population mean then sample plus margin of error. Our sample mean is 47 and our margin of error is 3.78 less than population mean, and our sample mean is 47 plus Our margin of error is 3.78. To find the confidence interval, by using your calculator, so 48 minus 3.78 is equal to 43.22. Then less than population mean. 47 plus 3.78 is equal 47 plus 3.78 is equal 50.78. And this is the confidence interval. Step 7. Find the upper confidence limit and lower confidence limit. And our confidence limit is our lower confidence limit is 43.22 because 43.22 is less than 50.78. And our upper confidence limit is 50.78. And this is the lower confidence limit and upper confidence limit. And that's all. Thank you.
Now let's move on to example 4. The following data are selected randomly from a population of normally distributed volumes. So you have here our samples. We have 38, 36, 45, 49, 47, 55, 46, 42, 40, 49, 44, 48, 41, 45, 52, 50, 53, 54, 56, 59, which gives us 20 sample sizes. Our goal is to construct a 95% confidence interval to estimate the population mean and find the lower and upper confidence limits. So let's move on to our table. Our observation up to 20 because we have 20 sample sizes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 18, 19, 20. And then our X, which are our samples. We have 38, 36, 45, 49, 47, 45, 46, 42, 40, 49, 44, 48, 41, 45, 52, then 50, 53, 54, 56, and 59. Then we're gonna add all of these up to get the summation of x. So using our calculator, we have 38 plus 36 plus 45 plus 49 plus 37 plus 45 plus 46 plus 42 plus 40 plus 49 plus 44 plus 48 plus 41 45 52 50 53 54 56 and 59, which gives us 939. So our summation of x is 939. Before we proceed to the third our sample size, which is 20. Over 20 is our calculator. 939 divided by 20 is 46.95. So that is our sample mean. Okay, so next we're going to subtract the sample mean from the x. So using our calculator, first we have 38 minus our sample mean, which is 46.95. So we have negative 8.95. Next, 36. 36 minus 46.95 is equal to 10.95. And then we're going to do the same thing on the rest. So 45. There's 45 here. So that gives us negative 1.95. Next is 49, which gives us 2.05. Next is 47, 0.05. Next we have 45. So negative 1.95. Next is 46. So we have negative 0.95. Next is 42. So negative 4.95. And then we have 40. So negative 6.95. And then we have 49. We already have 49 here, so this is the job we have. 2.05. And then 44. So negative 2.95. And then 48. So 1.05. Next is 41. So negative 5.95. Next 45. We already have 45. We're just going to count that. Negative 1.95. Next is 52. 5.05. Then 50. 3.05. Then 53. 6.05. And then 54. 7.05. And then 56. 9.05. And lastly, we have 59, which gives us 12.05. Okay? So, now, let's move on to the fourth volume. So, what we're going to do here is we're going to square the values from the third volume. So, we have negative 8.95 squared, which gives us 1025. Next is negative 10.95 squared. That's 1025. And then 1.95 squared. 3.805. And then 2.05 squared. That's 4.205. And then 0.05 squared. 0.0025. And then 1.95 squared. 3.805. and then 0.95 squared, that is 0.9025. Next is 4.95 squared, that is 24.5025. Next is 6.95 squared, 48.3025. Next is 2.05 squared, 4.2025. Next is 2.95 squared, 8.7025. Next is 1.05 squared, that is 1.1025. And then we have 5.95 squared, that is 35.405. And then 1.95 squared, that is 3.8025. Next, 5.05 squared, 25.5025. Next, 3.05 squared, that is 9.3025. And then 6.05 squared, that is 36.6025. Next, 7.05 squared, that is 49.7025. And then 9.05 squared, that is 81.9025. And lastly, we have 12.05 squared, that is 145.2025. So, after adding these up, all of these come together, and of course, using our calculator, we're going to get 726,9,725. And that is the value of our x minus sample mean squared. Next, we're going to solve for the sample variable. Using the formula, summation of x minus the mean squared and so summing the formula, we have our 7.96.9725 over our n, which is 20. So 20 minus 1 going to be 726.975 over 90. So using our calculator, 726.975 divided by 50 is 38.261705262, and we're gonna round that up. So our sample variance approximately 38.26. We use approximately because the answer is not exact, it's rounded. So next, we're going to review for the sample standard deviation. We're going to use this sample standard deviation using the formula summation of x sample mean squared over From here, the power value, 7.64975 over our sample size, and then sample size minus 1, which gives us 11.9725 over 9. So using our calculator, that is here, using our calculator, so we have 7 for 975 divided by 19 squared. So our answer is going to be 6.18560. So we're going to round that up. Our sample standard rate is approximately 6.9. Approximately because our answer is from the top of the last.
Now let us continue to study. Find the degrees of freedom. So our formula is degrees of freedom equals to sample size minus 1. So going back from our table, our observation is total of 20. So is 20 minus 1. And then we're going to solve this. So it will be 19. So our DF is 19. So our step 3 is find alpha in 100% confidence data. So our formula is 1 minus alpha. And then our 100% equals our confidence interval is 95%. And to solve it, we have to calculate this one. And then we're going to divide this into 100. So that will be 0.95. And to get our 1, we have to divide 100 to itself. So 1 equals 0.95. And then we will substitute or transfer alpha here, 95 here. So it will be alpha 1 minus 0.95. And we will divide